I want everybody to get real quiet for a second. Bishop Tutu said that one of the things that was important in the apartheid movement was discipline. So we don't have to be crazy and mean, out of order, stand in truth and stand in what's right. If anybody says, well, their tone is a little rough, but well, the Lord's tone was rough 2,000 years ago, according to our tradition, because as James Ford said, that man wasn't just about a cute bird, it was about a battle. It's a real serious battle. You know, Herod killed babies to try to stop him. And any time a government policies are so ruthless, you would make a teenage girl that's pregnant have to walk across the desert and pay taxes because the tax policies were out of order. That's pretty mean. And whether you believe it as a matter of faith or a matter of literature, anytime the Lord sent angels, it was a fight somewhere. Angels didn't just show up to shine. Let us all get quiet. So I want to announce here, and then we're going to make it more formal over at the State House for all of the media. The media still here? We have members of the media want you to hear. Is our print media here, News Observer, AP, anybody? I want y'all to get the message. Today, we will be announcing, and are announcing, a several-point strategy going forward to deal with this issue. Number one, we continue to say to the governor, this legislature, it's not too late. The governor has kind of inundated in some places that he's reconsidering, or he's at least thinking about it. 9 Republican governors, 9, even the one that put her finger in President Obama's face in Arizona, has turned around on this denial of Medicaid thing. 9, somebody say 9. Governor, Speaker Tillis Berger, you could do the same thing and get on the right side of history. But secondly, we're announcing today, Gene, that we're going to, through our branches and through all of our Borrow Monday partners and HKOJ partners, actively seek out people who are denied Medicaid and unemployment and document the pain and also the death. We're going to build a public record on what this policy will do and has done. Secondly, we are going to call together a group of legal scholars and historians and specialists both in criminal law and in constitutional law to examine this question. If you as an office holder pass a policy knowing that it caused someone to die, is there a legal liability? When you know, when the New England Journal of Medicine has documented that for every 500,000 people, 2,800 or so will die, and you have that information, and you refuse to allow doctors to even testify, and you move forward anyway, and people die and or lose their possessions, is there some legal liability? We're going to ask some of the best constitutional lawyers and scholars. Tell them we need the best historians. Then some of these questions were raised in the early days of the Social Security Administration, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court, had a little different outcome, but this is a different day. We have a different level of knowledge now. So we are moving into a season where we're not going to accept the normal legal theory. Thirdly, within the Constitution, I'm not a lawyer, but I've heard that within the Constitution, there are protected classes. African Americans, minorities, women. Your religion is protected. Your familiar status in some places is protected. We're going to examine the impact of the denial of Medicaid on those protected classes and ask the lawyers to look and to see if in fact you can prove that these laws are producing a discriminatory, disparate impact on certain protected classes. Does not it violate both the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution and the Equal Protection of the state constitution? Now, I'm not brilliant enough to figure it out, but I'm smart enough to ask some folk who can. Because there's one thing we are not going to do, and that is we are not going to allow 500 plus 170, which is 670,000 people's lives, fortunes, to be crucified without a witness and without a fight back. Finally, regarding next steps, we need to go home for these holy days. Everybody out here needs to let folk know all roads lead to Raleigh, February the 8th. We want to have the biggest mass borrow march on Raleigh since Selma to Montgomery in 1965. We want to send a across this state and to say to every other Southern legislature when they come back, if you start this same foolishness, you're going to see this same fight all across the South. A few weeks ago, we had more than 12 states come here to learn about what you're doing. There will be a Moral Monday in Georgia on January the 13th. In South Carolina, they call it Truth for Tuesday, but it doesn't make us any different what day it is, as long as you're standing up for justice. And so say all roads lead to Raleigh on February the 8th. You'll be getting information, mobilization from our HKLJ Assembly Coordinator, Rev Gatewood. You'll be getting information from multiple sources. But all roads, everybody, if you care about North Carolina, come on down. If you're from North Carolina, come back. If you've never been out, come out. But we're going to say on February the 8th, if you think we fought in 2013, you ought to see how we're going to fight in an election year. You haven't seen a fight till we mobilize. In 2014, you haven't seen a fight until we mobilized 50 years after Freedom Summer, and we have our own Freedom Summer right here in North Carolina. You thought you had a fight? Wait till you come back in May for the short session. You haven't seen a fight. You haven't seen a fight until our lawyers get in court and argue for all of those voter suppression laws to be denied until there's a full hearing in 2015. I want you to touch 3 people and say, they ain't seen a fight yet. Somebody say mobilize. Organize, energize, mobilize, organize, energize, mobilize, organize, energize, right now, right here, right now, right here, North Carolina, ground zero. We will not turn back, forward, together, not one step.